Hello there, I'm Roger Webb and welcome to my workshop. Today we're going to turn a bowl out of this beautiful, well it doesn't quite look beautiful at the moment, piece of Huon pine actually. This is a tree to my knowledge that only grows in southern Tasmania, Australia, and this piece of wood is extremely old. Now I have turned this on a lathe before, this type of wood, and I have mentioned that this wood is 2,000 years or more old. Now I don't cut these down. This is a piece of fallen limb actually, or even fallen trunk, you know, the tree's died or whatever. And they, you know, they protect it so you can't just cut them down. And if you look in some of my other videos, I do actually show you the rings and you know, sort of put a rule up there and count them. I even put one under a microscope so you can see how closely packed the rings are. Very close. So the subject of today's turning is a back to basics bowl turning. Now, just for those of you who are curious, now I don't know whether those cameras are going to pick this up. They're so, the grain is so close together, I don't know whether you can pick that up. Okay, I'm sort of going in as close as I can to the camera. You might be able to detect some growth rings, but they're very, very, very fine. Okay, so like middle of the tree is off over here somewhere, and this is going out to the outside of the tree. So, you know, 2,500 years, very old. Okay, so this is a faceplate that I'm going to put on here in roughly the center of the material. So now I use these type of screws. They're actually roofing screws for sheet metal. I find them the best type of things to hang on to all sorts of different types of wood. Okay, so now it's time to put it onto our lathe, which is an easy job. Never start the motor up on the lathe and let the motor wind it in. Always wind it in by hand. I like to take as many precautions as I can with, you know, a fairly big chunk of wood like this. And I like to bring my tailstock up and support this end with the tailstock while I'm machining a lot of this material away. Just gives you a bit more sense of security, I suppose. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this area off here, and I do that with one of these tools. I don't really know what they're called. It's like a round circular chainsaw that fits on a Makita. So I'm just going to take this bit of material off and bring a tailstock up. I may look a little bit overexposed because I've got about 3 kilowatts of light here. you know, lighting this up, and I find that, you know, I have to have quite a lot of light for the cameras not to go out of focus when this is spinning. So hopefully I've got that now. Got that sorted, I mean. So I've got the tool rest now set just about 1/8 of an inch or so off the farthest piece that's protruding from the wood. And I can tell you now, this is going to take some considerable time to get this down to, and this is going to be the back of the bowl, don't forget, and well, probably a good hour. So you know, I'll put the camera on and off at various times through the process of machining the outside of this down, and I'll be making a tenon on the back of the bowl, so I can put it in the, turn it around, put it in the chuck, and machine the inside of the bowl out. And I know that's everybody's favourite bit, or seems to be, machining the inside of the bowl out. Now, I'm a little bit unconventional, I suppose. I use, not exclusively, but I use bowl gouges for most of my machining, whether it's a bowl or a vase or whatever, even a spindle, because I find these most comfortable to use. And I use two different types of grind, and I use this type, which is commonly known as an English grind, and this is a semi-fingernail grind. Okay. I find it works well for me. So here we go. I'm going to have to start this up very slowly because it's going to be out of balance quite a bit, and I'm going to be using my English grind first to get most of this down. Okay, here we go. Start wood turning, you'll quickly find out that what you originally think or start out to turn, sometimes, you know, you just can't. You know, the piece of wood, as you machine into it, as in this case, I've come across quite a bit of rotten wood. That you know, it's going to be pretty well impossible to make a decent sized bowl. If I kept on machining on this, you know, it'd end up with a bowl this size, and I see that as a waste of material. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my smaller faceplate on this flat side here. And I'm going to situate it in an area where I can, you know, sort of, I suppose, get the most out of this piece of wood. Because it's rotten here, it's rotten there, it's rotten here, and it's rotten here. And, you know, it's very powdery and flaky, and So what started off that was going to be a bowl is now going to be a vase. So okay, let's do it. Okay, we're back, and I've turned it now sideways, and I think I'm going to get a much better project out of this, turning a vase, or should we say a hollow form rather than a vase, because I don't know how rotten it is in the middle. So we'll do what we can with it. A little bit of super glue does the trick, somewhat anyway. Oh, this one now. What I do is just put a bit of CA glue or super glue in there like that, and get some of the powdery shavings, and then just push into the hole a bit, like that. Not perfect, but what else can you do? too bad. Although we got a bit of a flat on the side, it turned out okay, considering we had a lot of spalted or rotten material. So I hope you've liked the wood turning today, and if you have, please press like and subscribe to my channel. And on my channel there's now, well actually I split my channel up into two. I now have two channels, and there are over 400 videos from wood turning, CNC routing, CNC milling of metal, CNC machine conversions, and of course laser. I do quite a bit of work with laser. In fact, the next video I think is a laser one on bamboo, of all things. It's actually quite a nice material to work with. So thank you for joining me, and it's bye for now.